is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors it is to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities have you sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. Jeremiah 13:27. I have seen thine adulteries, and thy neighings, the lewdness of thy whoredom, and thine abominations on the hills and the fields. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem! Wilt thou not be made clean? When shall it once be? So here it's very clear that a woman is a church. Hosea chapter 2 verses 2 to 5. Plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts. Lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them hath done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. See also Ezekiel 23 verses 2 to 21 and Revelation 14:4. So we have a pure woman represents pure church, and we have a false woman represents false church. Hosea chapter 2:19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever, yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercies. The location. So where do we find the location of Revelation chapter 17? It says upon the waters, Revelation 17:15. Talking of Babylon, Jeremiah 51:13 says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. So even in Jeremiah we find Babylon is upon the waters. Isaiah chapter 17:12. Woe to the multitude of many people, which make a noise like the noise of the seas, and to the rushing of nations, that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. So here we find multitudes of people, representative of mighty waters. And linked to Revelation 13, from the sea, the beasts arise from the sea. What's Revelation 17:15? It says, the waters which thou sawest are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. The waters represent peoples and nations. Revelation 16:12, we find the river Euphrates dries up with the sixth plague, links to Revelation 17:16. This river Euphrates is not literal river, it's referring to people, nations and tongues. Revelation 16:12, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Revelation 17:5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Anciently, harlots wore their names on their foreheads, indicating their lifestyle. So the papacy, having the name mystery upon her forehead, denotes in a symbolic sense her lifestyle, her union with Satan. The Jewish high priest had inscribed on his forehead holiness to the Lord. But this woman has on her forehead Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. We will prove to you biblically and historically that this woman riding the beast, this beast itself and the woman, is no other than modern day papacy. Genesis chapter 11 verses 4, 6 and 7 and 9. Let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And the Lord said, let us go down and there confound their language. This is the first story in history of Babylon and the Tower of Babylon. And here we find that Babylon means confusion. This is where all the languages were confounded and everyone went their way to different parts of the world, that they may not understand one another's speech. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. So we find in Babylon is just none other than confusion and rebellion against God. So when we talk about Babylon in Revelation 17, are we talking about literal Babylon that we find in Iraq today? It says in Isaiah chapter 13, 19 to 21, and Babylon shall what? Never be inhabited. Therefore in Revelation 17 it cannot be making reference to literal Babylon. Babylon or Babalu also means the portal of the gods. The Babylonians believed in the pantheon of gods, thus providing more than one intercessor, a religion of works. And the whole religion revolved around 666. God's people are told to come out of Babylon in Revelation 14, so must be able to be identified. If we can't identify Babylon, how are God's people called to leave it? The Jewish and the Christian literature referred to the city of Rome as Babylon. 1 Peter 5:13, the church that is at Babylon, elected together with you, saluteth you, and so doth Marcus, my son. There was nothing in Babylon at the time. What's Peter doing in Babylon? He's making reference here to the church at Rome. Babylon, from which Peter addresses his first epistle, is understood by learned annotators, Protestant and Catholic, to refer to Rome. The word Babylon being symbolic of the corruption then prevailing in the city of the Caesars. Faith of Our Fathers, James Cardinal Gibbons, 1980, page 87. Literal Babylon was a desert place at that time. Daniel chapter 7. What's Daniel chapter 7 got to do with anything? We find in Daniel chapter 7, we find that there are 4 beasts. And out of the last beast, we find a little horn power comes up, plucking out 3 horns before it. And we're told that this description of this little horn power, that it will speak mighty things and blaspheme, and will have the eyes as the eyes of man. When you compare Daniel chapter 7 to Revelation 13, we find that the little horn power, the papacy identified in Revelation 13, so in Daniel 7, is the same as the beast in Revelation 13. It is the papacy. Let's prove it. The little horn power is the papacy, has the same characteristics of the first beast of Revelation 13. Point 1. The little horn was a blasphemous power. He shall speak great words against the Most High. Daniel 7:25. Revelation 13:6. The leopard beast does the same. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God. Point 2. The little horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Daniel 7:21. This beast also, Revelation 13:7, makes war with the saints and overcomes them. Point 3. The little horn had a mouth speaking great things. Daniel 7 verse 8 and 20. Of this beast we read, there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. Revelation 13:5. Point 4. The little horn arose on the cessation of the pagan form of the Roman Empire. The beast of Revelation 13 arises at the same time, for the dragon, pagan Rome, gives him his power, his seat, and great authority. Point 5. Power was given to the little horn to continue for a times and the dividing of time, or 1260 years. Daniel 7:25. To this beast also power was given for 42 months or 1260 years. Revelation 13:5. Point 6. Thinks to change times and laws. Daniel 7:25. Revelation 13:12. Forces a false worship. Revelation 13:16. Causes all to receive a mark. Point 7. At the end of that specified period of 1260 years, the